Blog Talk Radio.
This is the Girl George and Dragons radio show coming to you from sunny Berkeley, California, the left wing of the left coast they call us, I think. And today we're going to talk about my favorite girl, Hillary Clinton. 8 years ago, I screamed and yelled and did everything I could to get her in, and this is just round 2. She's going to get in this time if I have to jump off the bus and push it to the White House. I want a woman in there, and I want Hillary Clinton in there, not just any woman. I know the Republicans are running some, but I want Hillary in there. I love Hillary. She's great. She's smart. She was Secretary of State. She was a senator and a lawyer. She's not just somebody's wife. As if that's an easy trip to do. And Bill Clinton. Everyone's putting down Bill Clinton. Don't you remember he was the best president we ever had? Everybody was happy when Bill was in. Everybody was making money. The debt was down. It was a very good time. And the Republicans make it sound like it was hell. Don't you remember George Bush? Because that's who we're going to get. If we don't get Hillary, we're going to get Jeb Bush. So we'll have the third Bush in there. They're kind of hiding him now so that nobody can attack him. They're putting his minions in. It's like a chess game. So today we've got Tanya Oaks Brooks on the line. She's a writer. Tanya.
Yes.
Tanya. So where are you at?
Long Beach, California.
Long Beach. What have you written for?
I've been an entertainment editor. Right now I'm working on a book, though, basically about rock stars.
I love rock stars. I'm a rock star. Everybody's a rock star. So what do you think of Hillary?
Well, I think a lot of people underestimate her. They have no idea how much she's accomplished on her own. Being Bill's wife gave her an opportunity to do a lot, but there were plenty of things that she accomplished without him. When she graduated from Yale, she was one of the few women in their graduating class. She was one of the first women to graduate. She was one of 27 Yale law grads in 1973 out of a class of 235. Her Wellesley commencement speech is still talked about. She was the only woman on the investigation team that was investigating Nixon at the time of Watergate. She co-founded the Arkansas Advocate Children and the Family Advocacy Group, and she broke the mold for First Ladies in the speech she gave at the UN Women's Conference in China in 1995. She's the most traveled Secretary of State we've ever had. And she's a bit of a rock star herself because she has won the Grammy for the audio edition of It Takes a Village. And one thing that she did that people overlook is she set in motion the first American talks with Iran since 1979 revolution. And I think a lot of people underestimate just how important that is in the great scheme of things. And I think it's really
people that listen to Fox, Fox is all propaganda for the right wing. That's all they are. That's all they are is to bash the Democrats, whoever's there, especially the Clintons. Even when the Clintons weren't running anymore, they still kept bringing up the Clintons just so that they could bash them.
Well, it's all they
Rush
had.
Limbaugh made a whole career of bashing the Clintons. His whole career was built on that.
If we could trust Fox, they wouldn't have gone to court to say that they proved that they didn't have to tell the truth. They're an entertainment network, really, and they're not about the truth. And the most important thing right now, well, first of all, we've got to have another Democrat. Under Obama, unemployment has fallen from 10% to 5.5%. The Dow Jones has gone up by over 10,000 points. We've got GDP growth through the roof when we had negative growth under Bush. The deficit has been slashed to about a quarter of what it was. Consumer confidence has tripled. And most important to me is the Supreme Court. We need someone like Hillary who will choose Supreme Court justices who really have a clue about what the Constitution is all about, who will not do away with marriage equality, environmental protections, the discrimination that's disguised as religious freedom from the people who want to discriminate, and they just use their religion as an excuse. And one of the most important things to me is how traveled she is, because she understands our relationships with other countries. She knows the details, all the minutia. She wouldn't make, you may remember George Bush, W., he made the mistake, he called the Pakistanis Pakis. Well, they consider that an ethnic slur. That was a really stupid mistake on his point, and it's one that she wouldn't make. And, you know, Hillary is the most admired woman in the world for the past 13 years. And I think that's one of the reasons that the Republicans hate her so much. There's nothing they hate more than a woman who is effective and popular while not cleaving to their mold.
Oh, they want women to stay under their thumb. Under their thumb,
Barefoot,
man.
pregnant, in
Women
the
are
kitchen.
supposed to have a mind of their own. They're not supposed to be equal. They're supposed to get your biscuits in the oven and your buns in the bed, honey.
Oh, yeah. And there have been women complaining, even other women saying that we don't need a woman in office because of hormones, which is absolutely ridiculous.
Oh, she's past that. She's past that. She's not got
No
those
kidding.
hormones anymore. She's not a
She won't have the
teenager.
fluctuation. And I mean,
She don't have those fluctuations
people
anymore. If that ever mattered in the first place.
Well, and these same people loved Margaret Thatcher. They had no problems with her, the Iron Lady. But then they're going to turn around and say that a woman shouldn't be in office when it comes to Hillary. But you know,
well,
that's
what about
how
your mother and your daughters and your sisters? Isn't there any woman you respect in the world to think that she should get the same pay as a man, and that she should have the same rights as a man, and that she should have the same say as a man? Why are we supposed to be second-class citizens when most of the time the women are carrying the whole load? They're going out and working and making the bacon, and they're coming home and cooking it.
Still do most of the child care. They do most of the upkeep of the home, even when they work full time. So it's a little ridiculous to think that a woman can't handle everything. If anything, women are far better at multitasking than men are. It's just the way our brains are. And I believe that that's something that Hillary can handle. And on top of everything, and this
she's
is
a Scorpio, you know, just like me. So I understand her perfectly. She's going to kick that wall down. She's not going to go home and cry and say, "Oh, you hurt my feelings." I mean, she's going to keep going and going and going until she does it. She's going to find a way to do it. That Scorpios don't give up. They got tenacity and persistence, and they believe in equality for everybody, not just me, I.
Well, she's shown that she cares about children and families with the work that she's done with them. She was a tireless advocate for children when she was in Arkansas. A lot of people forget about that part of her career, but she did a lot of work, a lot of pro bono work for women and children in Arkansas, in a state where women just don't have a very good shake. Not the way it is in some other states. In California, we're a little bit luckier, but in places like Arkansas, where they'll be the first to tell you that they don't want Sharia law, but they practically have their own version of it there because women are expected to keep quiet. And they say that, you know, they use religion as an excuse for that too.
I don't understand why women won't stand behind women. I mean, it's for their own good. I don't understand how they can put down a woman that is going to be good for them. I mean, if Hillary is in there, it'll change the whole perspective on women, including themselves. And there's more women than there are men. So if women actually went out there and voted for themselves, I mean, it would be good for them, and it would be good for their daughters and their sons and everybody. I mean, I don't understand it. That's one of the problems
we have with girls today. They have this idea, around the time they hit around 11 or 12 years old, they start thinking that they can't do things that boys can do. And I think a woman in the White House sends a message that absolutely they can do anything. And it's like Elizabeth Warren said, this is what women do. This is what girls do. We grow up and we rule the world. It's been proven over and over that women actually, in a lot of ways, are better qualified or better suited for that kind of role because they're the peacemakers. They're the ones who can get people to meet in the middle. And with the world the way it is now, that's really important.
Yeah, we don't need killing and all that stuff. I mean, men are too hot to jump into getting into killing, where women would rather not. They will if they have to, but they would rather not.
And women understand the allocation of resources. Most women are the ones who figure out where the budget is going in their homes, and women can do it. In fact, when women have done this in big businesses as CEOs and as governors and senators, they've done a really good job because they're very good at budgeting. And right now, we have seen so much of our resources going for war, for things that the military is never even going to use, things they don't even want. All that money is wasted while our roads and our bridges are falling apart. Schools are crumbling. Kids are not getting the education they need because we're ignoring that. We're putting all of our money into war. And that's not planning for the future. That's looking behind us and admiring us in the mistakes of the past, and we have got to move forward.
And as far as her husband, if it was any other woman, the husband might be jealous because the woman is the president and he's the first man. But Bill's already been there, so I mean, it ain't going to bother him a bit, you know. And if there's pillow talk, he knows how to talk about it because he's already been there. And if she needs some help with ideas to bounce off of somebody, he's already been there. He knows what it is, and he was the best president we ever had. I love Bill Clinton.
Most presidents cannot discuss things with their spouses because their spouses don't have the clearance. Because he was president, Bill does. She can talk about these things with him. And, you know, I kind of like the idea that she's getting his input. After the job he did, you better believe I want his influence. At this point, I'm ready to say, well, you know, let's groom Chelsea.
Yeah.
Let's put
and
her
the baby,
in there.
too.
I would be happy to have a dynasty of Clinton women. We've had dynasties of men, and we saw how that worked out. So let's try it with the women and see how that goes. I'm also very proud of Hillary. She chose a gay man for her campaign manager, an openly gay man, and that's a wonderful thing.
She does?
His name is Robbie Mook, and he is her campaign manager, and he's an openly gay man. And, you know, this is the first time that's happened. And it has been shown that people believe in equality when they know the people who are asking for it. If people who know black people are okay with racial equality, people who know gay people don't have a big issue with them. Once it's somebody they know, they're fine with it. So when you put gay people into a visible position like that, you're helping everybody. So
I know. Well, I'm from the Bay Area. I'm from San Francisco Bay Area, so it was never an issue for me. I mean, whether you were gay or if you were black or if you were whatever you were. If you for Mars, it'd be okay with us because we're pretty loose out here.
I grew up near New Orleans, so
the South.
Pretty much, if you're into having a good time, everybody loves you. That's all it takes.
Well, that's good. Party's good.
In fact, you'll find that in New Orleans is a sea of blue and an ocean of red. In the middle of that very conservative South, New Orleans is actually, people think it's crazy, but a lot of people there are a lot smarter than they're giving credit for being. And they're the ones who support equality, and so I'm actually proud to be from that area. A lot of people think everyone in the South is backwards. I'm telling you, those people haven't been to New Orleans.
Well, New Orleans got all those musicians there. Musicians are very progressive and always have been, and never believed in races. You know, musicians play; they don't care what color you are.
That's right. That's not what matters at all.
As long as you're good.
If you can keep a beat, they love you.
Yeah.
But I really like the fact that Hillary is strong on unions. Unions are weaker now than they've ever been in American history, and people like to say that, oh, you know, the union thugs, union this and that, and you hear people complaining about it, but it's unions who gave us the lifestyle that we love today. Before unions had a say in it, there was no such thing as a weekend. That was a foreign concept. Nobody knew anything about People used to work at least 6 days a week. They were lucky to get one day off. It was unions that gave us the 5-day work week. It was unions that gave us the 40-hour work week. It was unions that gave us overtime pay, safe workplaces, child labor laws. You know, and a lot of people who are fighting against unions, they want to get rid of all that. They don't want you to get paid for overtime. They don't want to give the protections that are needed in the workplace. We need unions to be watchdogs.
Yeah, the Republicans, they just want all the money to go to the rich people, and which is the top 1%, and everybody else to just be their slave and their minions and their whipping post.
Well, they need to look at history, because throughout history what has happened, when you have people doing that for too long, you get a revolution and things get really ugly. If they want to avoid that kind of disaster, then somebody needs to get on the wagon and understand that we have to have more equality. It is ridiculous that a person who can work full-time now and not be able to afford a place to live. I mean, that's absolutely absurd. A person should not be in poverty if they're working 40 hours a week.
And you can go to college and get a degree, and you can't get a job with that degree, and then you owe $50,000 for your schooling, and you can't even get a job for that. All they do is hire their relatives, you know.
Right,
that degree don't mean fucking shit.
And we have to pay so much interest on student loans, while the people who are making huge amounts of money, hedge fund managers, they're not paying anything. They managed to avoid paying most of their taxes, and now they're trying to get rid of the inheritance tax, which only affects a handful of the very wealthiest people in the country. And frankly, I would like to see Paris Hilton pay her share of taxes. It's a little ridiculous to think that when her parents die, she'll inherit billions and she won't have to pay any taxes on that. And that's what they're fighting for.
Yeah, I know. So it all really comes down to it's going to come down to Hillary or Jeb Bush. They're hiding Jeb Bush. He hasn't jumped in yet because they want the minions to be out there fighting and calling Hillary names, so the Democrats have nothing to hit back at because they got 50,000 little minions. It's like a chess game. They're all pawns, and they're all fighting Hillary, where Jeb is back in the background, and he's waiting until she's, hopefully damaged, and then he'll jump in and be the hero and go up against her. That's what it's going to come down to. So make up your mind right now. Do you want Hillary or do you want Jeb Bush? Just what we need. Another Bush. Oh, my God.
Well, just all you have to do is look at the 8 years that Bill Clinton was in office. Look at the 8 years that Bush was in office. Which one, under which one did we get a horrible attack like we had on 9/11? Under which one did we have economic stability? There's no question.
And he went in there and went to war with a country that had nothing to do with 9/11, and he knew it at the time. They knew that at the time, and they went into Iran just to take the oil wells and sign them over to his family and his friends. All those oil wells are now under their ownership. That is what
I don't know how more
war
people
was about, was money for them. And the Bushes are the ones that own the companies that made the MRIs, the food that goes over there to the army and stuff. So the Bushes made all kinds of money on that.
And Cheney has made millions and millions off the war through Halliburton. And I don't
Cheney was kind of Bush's puppeteer because George Bush was just an idiot, a babbling idiot. He couldn't even read his script right. It was Cheney that was doing it all. But it was the Bush's family. The whole family is,
Right, they have the Bush name with Cheney pulling the strings, so, evil was allowed to run rampant. And I don't understand why more raged over how they lied to us. Thousands of Americans have died. We had so many people die on 9/11, and we saw that as a tragedy. And the way we handled it was to turn around and send thousands more to die against people who didn't even attack us.
And to kill people that had nothing to do with it. We went over there and slaughtered those people over in Iran. They had nothing to do with it. And we destabilized the whole Middle East. The Middle East was fine under its little dictators, you know. It kept all the little tribes from killing each other. And now all the tribes are out there trying to kill each other and trying to take over power. And the whole world is destabilized because of good old Bush having to go in there and get that money.
And, I mean, look at how they've handled things like that. Well, the amount of money that they lost in Iraq. $8 billion just suddenly disappeared. And no one can account for it. And no one has demanded that it be accounted for. And it's amazing what they've been allowed to get away with. But, of course, a big part of that is the Republicans in Congress. Not only, I mean, now they have control of it, but even before that, they dragged their feet. They wouldn't let things come up for a vote. Look what they're doing right now.
That's another thing I don't understand is why they put in a Democrat as a president and then put those asshole fucking Republicans and that blocks everything. Why are they not putting Democrats in there? Who in the hell is voting for these fucking Republicans? I mean, there's more poor people than rich people. Why are these poor people voting for those rich guys? I don't understand that.
People are falling for the lies. It's the whole culture wars thing all over again. They're telling
saying,
them,
it's all because of we don't want abortion. Oh, it's all because they're going to steal our guns.
Oh, they're going to take our guns and give us Sharia law and death penalty.
And turn everybody gay.
Everybody's going to be forced to marry a gay person.
And they're going to take your religion away from you. They don't believe in God. They don't believe in country. They don't believe in the flag.
Well, look at the things they say about Obama. Oh, he doesn't love this country. Give me a break. Why would somebody give up their lives to run to be president if they didn't love this country? I mean, let's face it. There are easier ways to make money. Yeah. You don't go into that to get rich. There are better ways to do it. So
I heard Bill Clinton on a show about a month ago, and they were saying, well, what if Hillary gets in? What are they going to call you? And he says, well, I guess they'll call me the first man. You can call me Adam. Adam, the first man.
Yeah, I remember once they said they were going to call him the first laddie. First dude. I kind of like first dude myself.
Yeah, the first dude, Adam. Because Adam was the first man, you know.
I'll tell you what, I'm still proud to call him Mr. President. He has that title for life, and I'll always call him that. He is one of my all-time favorite presidents. I think he
is my all-time favorite president. I think he was great. I still think he's great. And I don't care where he gets head from or where anyone else gets head from. I mean, everyone was doing it. Look at JFK. Even George Bush Sr. had a little bimbo on the side. And FDR had a girlfriend on the side, and so did his wife.
It's human nature. I mean, that's what people are driven to do. That's like, you know, oh, you're going to tell me rock stars have groupies. Oh, no, I'm shocked. Come on. Yeah. I think people need to grow up. I mean, look what they did to Clinton. Over that, they tried to impeach him. And there are so many people to this day that I argue with who don't even understand the impeachment process. They keep saying, well, he was impeached. They don't understand that an impeachment is an accusation. He was acquitted of all charges. He was not found guilty of anything. That's why he stayed in office. And I can't tell you how many times I've had to show people the headlines from February of that year when 1996 when he was cleared.
It was all a setup. Who in the hell goes chasing after some guy, gives him head, and spits it on her blue dress and puts that dress in a vault so that she can blackmail him? That was all set up by the stupid Republicans to set him up. Guys, you know how guys are. But he's old now. That ain't going to happen anymore. I doubt if he can even get it up anymore, so it don't matter.
Well, I find it very important that we have somebody in office who is, mentioning that makes me think of Viagra, which makes me think of medical care. And I have just been reading about how we're at the lowest point of uninsured people in America now. We have more
and that was
people
her
than ever.
idea, and they crucified her
That's
on that
right.
last time. It's because she wanted universal health care. Okay,
How
well,
dare
thank you
she
for
want
calling.
Americans
We're out of
to help?
time, my dear. Thank you for calling. You can find.
Oh, you're quite welcome. Happy to do it.
You can find, what is it, Tanya?
Yes.
Is that how you pronounce Tanya Oaks
Yes.
Brooks?
Oaks
You can
Brooks.
find her on Facebook and find out all about her. And you go out there and you vote for Clinton, because a vote for Clinton is a vote for women. And I want a woman
Absolutely.
to be president before I'm dead, and I ain't going to live forever. So you better go out there and vote. So this is the girl, George, and the Dragons Radio Show saying, see you later, alligator.
Bye-bye.
Yeah.
Everybody's crazy but me. Everybody's nutty as can be. Forming gangs, waging wars, paint the names upon the door. You against me, us versus them. No communicado, don't give a damn. Our kids in the street are the gross casualty now. Everybody's crazy but me. Everybody's nutty as can be. Raping the oceans with derricks for oil, lusting for money, divvy the spoil, build bigger bombs, store 'em all up. More bombs, they won't take our stuff. Push the wrong button, we're all history now. Everybody's crazy but me. Everybody's nutty as can be. Swirling out, stark, raving mad, grabbing, gouging, slashing the fed. Once they want a piece and free to be free. Now everybody's crazy but me. Everybody's nutty as can be. Just not easy. Everybody's crazy.